You know, I thought this video was going to be done much later than expected, but I was surprised when it took me a week to complete this game. However, if you thought this review was going to be as short as the first one, you'd be wrong since I got things to talk about with this game. Not in a bad way, just interesting facts that I thought you should know, and things even I didn't know. But before that, I'd like to say a few things. For one, I said that I would review all 3 of the Sly Cooper games before I finished 2. I wanted to get started with my Sonic review since I've already been excited to complete them. Now this doesn't mean that I'll never finish Sly 3, I just need to take a short break before coming back, since games like Sonic aren't really complex to talk about. But now that that's taken care of, let's begin with the story of how Sonic 2 came to be. As I've stated before, Sonic 1 was a good game. Even though it had a few limitations, it still well was greenlit as a sequel. However, right after the completion of Sonic 1, a few things happened behind the scenes which really didn't go too well for Sonic 2. For one, Yuji Naka, the original programmer for Sonic 1, left Sega due to salary disagreements, since he apparently wasn't getting paid enough. It didn't help that Sega gave him and the rest of Sonic team no support, since at the time, there were only 4 to 8 people working on Sonic 1. The rest of Sonic team would do the same thing, but thankfully Mark Cerny, former leader of the Sega Technical Institute, gave Yuji Naka and the rest of Sonic team a chance to work for his organization, which would help them with better pay and resources. To get a bit clear here, the Institute's goal was to make more games for the American audience, and one of those games was Sonic 2. However, for some odd reason, Sega originally denied the concept and said that it was too soon to make a sequel. They would eventually change their minds, but because of this, the STI and Sonic team had only 9 months to complete the game, rather than the original 11 months they would have had if Sega approved the project much sooner. But as small as the time seemed to be, the most significant difference was that Sonic 2 had a larger team of both American and Japanese working on the project. However, this doesn't mean that there weren't any conflicts when it came to working on Sonic 2. The two countries had a struggle with communication when it came to language barriers. It didn't help that both countries had different work schedules. The Japanese would crunch and do all-nighters, staying in the office 24/7, while the Americans closed the doors and would always call it a night. With these two complications combined, the two had a lot of disagreements and would say things that were very offensive to the other. To top it all off, Sonic 2 was originally going to be much bigger than what it is now, like 4 cut zones that were known as Hidden Palace Zone, Wood Zone, Dust Hill Zone, and Genocide Zone. Palace, Dust, and Wood Zone would have some completion when it came to making the stage playable, while Genocide didn't even get started. I mean, seriously, could you imagine what Sonic 2 would have been if STI and Sonic Team could have added those things they wanted? But to continue on, they will also create a brand new character that will become Sonic's best friend, Miles Tails Prower. And you know, I love Tails. A small fox who was born with 2 tails, loved machinery, and had an IQ over 400. Yeah, he's pretty cool, and one of my favorite characters to this day. When the time came, Sonic 2 would finally be finished and released in 1992. And here's a fun fact for all of you. When this game was set to be released on a Tuesday, they called it Sonic Tuesday. Get it? Because it's Sonic Tuesday on a Tuesday, and it's Sonic 2. Get it? Okay.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
With no more delay, let's begin the story of Sonic the Hedgehog 2, which is just as simple as the first. Dr. Robotnik returns once again, only this time he's created the Death Egg to conquer the world. As Sonic, it's up to you to stop the Mad Doctor with the assistance of Miles Tails Prower, aka Tails, to stop the evil Doctor from completing the Death Egg. So the story is more or less the same. Now let's talk about the gameplay. This is once again a speed-based platform with some changes that I believe makes the game a lot better than the first. Zones have now been cut into 2 acts rather than 3. This makes completing the zones a lot quicker, but to compensate, they made some of the acts longer with different paths to take. At the same time though, zones actually feel like they want you to go fast. Even Sonic feels much quicker in this game. There'll be many instances where Sonic will gain a lot more speed than he could in the first game. What makes this more apparent is the spin dash. By holding down and pressing the X button, Sonic can do a spin dash, and when you let it go, you can get a temporary speed boost. And honestly, you will not believe how many times I try to use the spin dash in Sonic 1, due to muscle memory, and having it in this game makes the spin dash more appreciated. In terms of difficulty, I have to say that this is the easiest game out of the two. I managed to get 8 lives in this game, much more than I could in Sonic 1. I believe they wanted to go a little easy on the player and give them a good time. Of course, that doesn't mean that Sonic 2 doesn't have its moments. Let's talk about the special stages. Once again, you need to gather 50 rings or higher to unlock the special stages, which are activated when you reach a checkpoint in each act of a zone. They are called half-pipes, a straightforward obstacle that gets harder and harder the more you play. Your goal is to gather as many rings as possible to attain the 7 Chaos Emeralds in each stage. The first few aren't as bad, but it's not until you reach the 4th through 7th stages that the pipes start to get ridiculous. Do yourself a favor and try to get a friend to help you on this one, because Tails has a severe case of latency issues. The fox will follow you to gather the rings, but the problem is that he doesn't immediately respond to your movements when Sonic turns left, right, jump, or roll. The fox takes 3 seconds to move. Now you may be thinking, oh come on, it can't be that bad, but that's the thing, it is! Because there are bombs in the stages, and if Tails or you get hit, you lose rings. It got so bad to the point where I had to ask my brother to help me. It took a lot of pain, tears, and counseling, and we were finally able to get all 7 of the Chaos Emeralds. And this time, they were actually worth the collection, because now you get to transform into Super Sonic. Super Sonic is great. He's much faster, he's invincible against regular bots and bosses, he jumps higher, and he's immune to spikes. However, he can still drown and get crushed. The only nitpick that I have with Super Sonic is that you can't transform by choice. You see, whenever you gain 50 rings and jump, you automatically transform into Super Sonic. And as cool as it is to transform into him, there are a few occasions where his power and speed are not just yet needed. Especially when there are tight platforms that you need to be careful jumping on because Super Sonic is very slippery with his jumps. The zones have gotten some changes. I'll say right now that every zone, including the characters, look amazing in this game. The graphics have gotten a lot sharper and more colorful, and here, each level comes with its own unique look and design, which I think paid off. Stages like Chemical Plant and Casino Night are my personal favorites. Chemical Plant because the speeds that you can reach are just amazing, and Casino Night because of the gambling you can do. If you're lucky, you can gain so many rings in the stage that you can max out your lives. But then we have stages like the infamous Mystic Cave and Metropolis Zone. Mystic Cave because it comes with the most well-known trap that not even Super Sonic can survive, and Metropolis Zone. In terms of the stage, it's not really that bad. It's the 3 killer robots that's the issue. First we have the Astrons. These small stars explode needles in different directions, and they also do the most damage when there are 2 or 3 of these things. Then we have the Shell Crackers. These guys are just ridiculous. They have terrible hitboxes, and they're placed in the worst areas that you can't immediately react to. Finally, we have the deadliest one, the Slicers. Slicers will make sure that you won't live to see the day. They're everywhere, and it's almost impossible to dodge their attack. With these 3 bots, combined with the fact that there are 3 acts in the zone instead of 2, you'll most likely be wanting this to end. But other than that, every other zone is perfectly playable. After completing Sky Chase Zone and Wing Fortress, you'll encounter the last 2 bosses, Metal Sonic and the Devastator Eggbot. Good luck with these 2 because you have 0 rings when fighting, and there's a 99.9% chance that you will most certainly get a game over. So yeah, I say that Sonic 2 is a better game than Sonic 1. Levels are designed good, the Spin Dash is a great addition to Sonic's abilities, combined with the Chaos Emeralds having more value thanks to Super Sonic, I can easily say that you will indeed enjoy this one. There's even multiplayer, where you simply race to the finish line with Sonic and Tails. Plus, there's an options menu, where you can listen to music that didn't make it in the final cut. Once again, it's available for almost everything, so give it a shot, you won't regret it. With that said, everyone have a fantastic day, and I'll see you next time.